Hello, we are the Webb Sisters. I'm Charley.
I'm Hattie.
And this is our brother Brad Webb. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. And if I made you feel second best, I'm sorry I was blind, but you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Brad used to sleepwalk, and one time he went downstairs to the music room and started playing drums in the middle of the night whilst asleep. That was interesting.
I don't think that's the full story.
It's not the full story.
Would you like to tell a full story, Brad?
Is now the time?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, no.
Maybe
But
we'll have to
anyway,
save that for the next instalment.
I can assure you that I
Yeah.
don't sleepwalk, but both Brad and Hattie have waking dreams where they talk to you and they look like they're awake, but they're not.
Mm.
These are my most lucid moments.
So for you, quite a disturbing upbringing then.
I am disturbed.
Mm.
I can vouch for that.
Our parents really encouraged us to keep playing our instruments.
Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never showed you. I'm happy that you're mine. If I made you feel second best, I'm sorry I was blind, but you were always on my mind. You're always on my mind.
Well, they have equally strong personalities, obviously, but Hattie.
Why me?
What does that say about me?
Men should just notice it on the fence, shouldn't they?
Tell me, tell me, tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me, oh, give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. You were always on my mind. I guess it was probably, we were about eight, aged 8 or 9. She's laughing at me. I ate too many biscuits. And that was when we started singing together, and we did a lot of singing other people's songs when we were children and working out people's harmonies from tapes. One of my favourite bands was the Indigo Girls,
Yeah.
and that was one of the first bands that whose songs we really learned inside and out and worked out their really intricate harmonies, and I think they were a big inspiration on us. Always on my mind. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind.
We would like to play you a song that's taken from our last EP, When Will You Come Home? Charley and I wrote it with a chap called Dan Wilson. We wrote it about someone missing from your life and how that feels.
It's called Missing Person.
see the signs I left on the lamppost of your face and what I miss most. And I've watched you bleed into a rainbow.
I think it was probably our dad played Leonard Cohen music when we were growing up. Not a great deal. Some of his early records. That was probably the first memory, but it was much sort of part of a tapestry of 70s music that we listened to. So it was very interesting when we first started working with Leonard, just how many songs in his catalogue I was familiar with but didn't know were his, and that was something that I really, was overwhelmed with actually. When we started learning the songs, I realised that there are many Leonard Cohen songs that are beloved, but that were news to me that they belong to him. So.
I have to admit, before the girls started playing with Leonard, I hadn't really heard any of his music, but of course knew. I was a big Jeff Buckley fan, so I knew Hallelujah, and so I think I knew his songwriting, but not his music.
I think I first listened to Leonard's music also through Jeff Buckley. When I was a teenager, I heard Hallelujah, and that inspired me to go on a little bit of an investigation into Leonard's catalogue. When we started working with Leonard, I was much more familiar with his earlier material than the more later stuff, 10 New Songs and The Future. There come a time for me to let go. All your love, all your words.
At this stage, Hattie and I know ourselves a lot more than we did when we started out singing together as teenagers, and we also have more of an understanding of business in a way. There's an inevitable part of business which comes into being an artist. They have to coexist in some way, and we have a great team of people that we work with for arrangements and booking gigs and things like that. So I think we have a lot of control in saying what we do. Obviously certain opportunities come up, and those opportunities dictate what we may or may not be doing. But we have a good chance to talk about things together, don't we? And then we make a decision together.
We do. I also think there's a magical element that comes in the timing, working at the right time, and elements being pulled together at the right time. And there's a lot about that is a bit of a mystery to me. And do you know what I mean? With forces coinciding.
I think if you're a creative, you're much better off getting used to being at peace with the fact that you're not completely in control.
You can set an intention about what you'd like to do, but then beyond that, you can't really stick to a plan too much.
I'm going to eat one of those. I know I'm going to do that.
I think it's a good idea.
That's going to move some forces.
He's in control.
I'm in control
I don't know
of
if
that.
this is part.
I'm not in
I'm
control.
in control of these.
Well, I'm not counting.
I think we've got quite similar tastes in a lot of ways. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy playing music together, and there's, I think, an inherent chemistry that we have as family members and friends, and certainly that comes into play when we're on stage, because you have a particular kind of instinct, and you can have a different level of conversation, not necessarily talking, but just sort of looks and, again, chemistry, I think.
Both your hands on me.
think I get excited more than nervous, which I think is a result of
The biscuits.
the biscuits. No, it's a result of trying to teach myself to turn nervous adrenaline into positive adrenaline. Really.
Yeah.
And you?
I think it's if I'm really prepared, I'm often less nervous, but sometimes not being prepared to the nth degree allows a bit more room for creativity. So there's some room in the middle there, I think, that I'd like to find. But it also depends who you're playing to. I think sometimes when you know your audience really well, sometimes I'm more nervous than when I don't know people. So.
I think I'm still nervous from time to time, though if I can really ground down and allow it to be present and it not take over, it enhances my performance because it gives me an edge, like a bite. So yeah, I think it's not fighting it and rooting down. Charlie's right though, if you're really prepared and you're in a good flow of a tour, I think it's more easy to deal with nerves. If I was asked to sketch how I saw your face last, how does a lover describe her own? I think for me the Royal Albert Hall was quite special because it was our first major London gig and just so momentous playing there, where I've gone to concerts with my dad growing up.
Yeah.
What about you, Char?
I think probably the most momentous venue for me was the Pyramid Stage at Glastonbury, because I'd been to, we've all been to Glastonbury a lot and have played there on other stages, but also done wristbanding and bought tickets and everything, and just to be there with the sun setting and see 100,000 people on the lawn there. It was
Did you
just
see me? Have my shirt off.
I did. I think
You
I
lie,
could see
you
a
lie, you
puppet.
didn't see me.
I remember you and Nam were there.
I like some of the concert halls that we've played with Leonard, particularly. There's honestly a concert hall in Vienna, even though that's part of his lyrics, that was really beautiful, and some of the really historic venues that we played across North America were great as well. What about you, Brad?
Carnegie Hall. My taste in music is very varied. It's not just jazz, and I think actually that means that comes out when I play with him, because there's so many different genres that make up his songs, and I think ultimately your taste as a musician ends up being reflected in what you play, really. So I suppose it would be sort of versatility, really.
I've never known you to blend in. It's a character.
Yeah, but I think it's a mixture. What he asks of us is a mixture of to play his songs and tastefully
Sure.
and
Yes.
serve the song, but you also it's a mixture of asking that of you and also wanting you to put your own stamp on things, really.
Yeah.
You have a jazz kit and a rock kit, and it's an amalgamation of the two.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, I've just got 2 bass drums, and a jazz kit is traditionally tuned higher, and it means that whenever we're playing jazz, more straight ahead jazz tunes, it just feels a bit more authentic, really.
And then you've got the more rock kit if you want bigger noises and bing bang boom.
Yeah, which is what I play most
Technical
of the time.
term.
Most of the time, most of the time is bing bang boom. Yeah.
And a bit of I'm a drummy, you can tell.
She is, actually. Leonard said to me at the end of the past tour that you're one of his favourite drummers.
Me?
Yeah.
Has he
Because-
worked with many?
Yes, he has.
Then I think
It's
it
more
was
of an
because
acoustic artist, isn't it? Not...
Bing bang boom.
I think when Charlie's played a few times in soundcheck or rehearsals, Charlie's got up there on the drum kit and played when we've just jammed out a song, one of Leonard's new songs. So yeah, he said that to me, one of his favourite drummers.
What can I say?
He says you have a lilt.
I let loose.
She does.
I'd love to go back to Russia. We only went to Moscow actually, and I'd love to go to St. Petersburg. So many people have got wonderful things to say about that artistic city. Hattie and I have a tour coming up. It starts in March. We're going to be in Poland, and then we're going to be in the UK, Ireland, Belgium, Holland, back to the UK again, and then we're going to do some festivals. Hopefully we'll get to take Brad with us on some of the dates, so keep an eye on our Facebook and our Twitter, and we'll let you know when you can see Brad's face.
Perhaps his body too.
That'll be there as well, and yeah, I'll need that.
But we might do some US dates.
We might.
So-
We're planning a little bit of a jaunt to America in the summer. We're going to do some writing, pop in, have tea with Leonard, and then also play a couple of gigs, so keep an eye out.
Casual, just going to go and see Leonard.
We have a page on our website where we have all our up-to-date tours that go up, and then also heck of a guy, the doctor, he has recently put up a post of our most recent dates, so keep an eye on our website, and then also they'll be announced on our Facebook as well. Very blessed.
Not only for the biscuits and this extremely nice cup of tea, but I feel extremely lucky to have good health, and that my friends and family are well, and also that we're all surviving in this extremely rainy weather in the UK, and I've got an enormous amount of concern and sympathy for people who are bobbing up and down in boats outside their houses. I just can't imagine it. But also I feel very blessed to have had the musical experiences that we've had.
Me too.
Me too. We'd like to say thank you so much for supporting us and for writing comments on our Facebook and staying in touch with us and coming to our concerts. And after the concerts we're going to come out and hang out and chat and give out free hugs. And
Hat's going to be giving free hugs, I'm going to be taking pictures.
And it'll just be really nice to catch up with a few of you that we haven't seen for a while. And thank you so much for staying in touch.
Check back on our Facebook or on our website, thewebbsisters.com, and if you're looking to see gigs that Brad's doing, he's got some gigs coming up with Jamie Cullum, so check on Jamie's site, or look at bradwebbmusic.com, and hope we get to do a gig all together sometime soon, and see you there.